If you have been around in the social media world, there is so much information out there. Sometimes it can be really daunting and even overwhelming trying to figure out, well, how do I take all of this information and actually apply it and execute on it in my business? Well, today we're going to be talking about a brand that is killing the social media game, why they're killing it, and then what are some really tactical, tangible things that you can do based on this example. So I want this to be a really good reference account as you're building your social media platforms, as you're building your marketing efforts to reference when you ever need some sort of like brand inspiration. It is a brand called Huel. Huel.com. And it's basically like plant-based, healthy, convenient food. So think smoothie mix, think microwavable meals, but healthy. So it's a really cool company, really cool product. Now, they are doing social media so right in so many different ways. So let's dive in. So the first thing is the variety of content. They do not have just 1 to 2 or even 3 content pillars. They have at least 7. When you take a look at the feed, you can really glance and see like, oh, wow, okay, so they do recipes, they do giveaways, they do partnerships, they do launches, they do workout videos, like they do a lot of different types of content, which the whole reason that's important is because it keeps the feed interesting and fresh and new. So when new followers come to the account or even customers come to the account, they're sucked back in. They're always pulled back in to look at all the amazing content, and then they can start to interact with the content. I think this is such a beautiful, beautiful thing because it keeps people engaged. You don't ever want to have like a stale or like stagnant page that just doesn't come to life and isn't really providing that much value. So Huel is just killing this in so many different ways because their content is fresh, it's interesting, and it pulls people back in to be engaged with the content. So the second reason why I think Huel is doing such a good job on social media is because they have branding throughout their content. So I think we can all agree that the days of an aesthetically pleasing, beautiful, curated feed are over, but still important to include some sort of branding throughout your feed. So when you look at their feed, you can see their logo, their brand colors, their brand fonts, all sprinkled throughout in a very like natural way. So at this point, you might be asking, Jessica, why does this even matter? Like, why do I even need branded content? Here's why. So when you create content, the goal should be to start to make it look recognizable. So we've all heard the saying, like someone needs to see your brand, your product, your service 7 times before they actually become a customer. So it's very similar to that. It's like you want to create content that is recognizable, that has your logo, the style, the visual appeal, so that customers or potential customers can start to recognize your brand. And so they're like, okay, I saw a post, or I saw an ad, or I saw a reel go viral, or something along those lines of they're starting to recognize your brand, therefore starting to find interest and curiosity in your brand. So maybe they see an ad or they see a reel, and then they go to the page, and then they like, and then they follow, and then they engage, and then maybe they sign up for an email. So they start to really build that trust and to really communicate with your brand and to get on the same page. So up until this point, we've talked about the variety of content that they post. We've talked about how they have some nice branding on their Instagram feed. And then lastly, we'll talk about community. This brand has done such a good job with building a community. So for example, the brand's called Huel. They have a community called the Hueligans, which is so cute and so creative. And they have used that to really build this very popular, very large community of followers, of customers, and they cater towards this community in so many different ways. I see it on their Instagram bio. I see it called out in some of their captions. I see it in their email marketing. I see it on their website. Like, it's a very close-knit community, and they do a really good job catering towards that community and making it feel like an actual partnership, like an actual relationship, which that's what all brands should strive for, is not making it feel transactional, not making it feel like, oh, we're just a business, you're buying our product or you're buying our service. No, you really want to foster and cultivate a community of like minded people who like the same things, who, yes, will buy the products on repeat, but it's so much more than that. And they have done such a good job of this, is really catering and nurturing their community and building it to what it is today. So Huel is killing the social media game. They have a variety of content, they have branded content, and they have a really close-knit community. So if you're ever needing inspiration, needing an example or a reference account, always feel free to check back in with Huel because they're doing social media so well.